Well, welcome back to Good Day on WTOL 11, where we love local, positive, and fun.
Yeah, our next guest is a local firefighter on a fun, popular television show, and we're positive he's going to go far in his career. Jacob Hacker of The Mole on Netflix joins us this morning. So happy to have you today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Yes, I love the show. We're catching Steven up a little bit.
Yeah, so I've never watched the show. So, I mean, just break it down for us in a simple way. Maybe some of our viewers haven't watched it either. So what is The Mole?
The Mole is a competition series where you have 12 competitors who are competing against one another, putting money into a pot where the winner gets to take it all home. Now, the only problem is there's one person amongst these players who is trying to sabotage all the others and keep them from putting money into the grand prize.
Okay.
Right.
So I guess I can't ask you the question since I haven't watched the series. If you're the mole, I have to find out. I have to watch to find out.
You got to find out. We won't give away too many spoilers, but you know, this was really cool because I did watch it and we're like, oh, a local guy. Yeah. So you're a local firefighter. Tell us a little bit about your background here and what you do for a living.
Well, I am a full-time firefighter, paramedic lieutenant for the city of Willard, and I got my fire certifications about 10 years ago. You know, I just kind of fell into that career. It just kind of happened. I wanted to help, you know, people and help my local community, and it just kind of spiraled from there. I climbed the ladder, and for the past 8 years I've been with the city, and it's just opened up a lot of opportunities for me.
So, like going to Australia and being on a competition.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So Jake, it would seem if you're not fighting fires or on a Netflix series, you're in the gym all the time.
Yes.
You can call him Captain America.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, come on now.
And
you were supposed to keep your shirt on the show, Jake.
You know, I didn't know that accounted for video as well, but on the couch, I'll keep my shirt on.
So you are going back to Australia. The Mole was filmed in Australia, and you're going to go back because they've invited you back to be part of a calendar, which is why he looks a little like Captain America, right?
Yeah.
Part of the reason.
Part of the reason.
Yes, and it has been a challenge getting to this point, absolutely. You know, I couldn't be more blessed and happy to go back to Australia. I didn't think I'd get to see the country again for many years, but it's been a goal of mine ever since I started my fitness journey to, you know, be on a firefighter calendar. I think every firefighter says that at one point in time, like, yeah, you know, let me take my shirt off and wear my fire gear. But I got very fortunate to connect with the people of the Australian Firefighters calendar. It's a great charity, and this year they're bringing in people from all over the world. You know, I think this is, was it their 30th year that they're doing the calendar. It's been
going on a long time.
Yeah, so they said, we're going international. We're bringing people from all over the world, and I get very lucky to be one of the American representatives.
Look at this.
Check that out.
This is an example of last
So how are your coworkers treating you since they know you're going overseas to do this calendar?
You talk about a firehouse. I don't know if we can say what really happens there on the air, but, you know, it's definitely the boys where everybody makes fun of each other, everybody picks on each other, but at the end of the day, we all love one another. They're not surprised I do these things anymore. At first, they were like, what in the world are you getting yourself into?
Right.
Okay, sure. But after the TV show, now they're like, this isn't surprising.
Makes sense.
He does what he wants.
How was the audition process like? I've always kind of wondered that, you know, how do you get cast on a show like that?
I was very fortunate. I was already in the running for a show out in LA, but COVID killed the project.
Sure.
Well, all the people in casting know one another, so someone from that show was contacted by someone from The Mole and said, do you know anybody? And they said, you need to call Jacob Hacker. He'd be perfect for this. So I was at home one day, got a phone call that said, would you like to audition for a show in Australia? You know, inside I was like, absolutely, but you know, my words were, let's talk.
Yes, I'm in. Oh,
so I applied, and I believe they said out of, it was like 4,000 applicants, it was narrowed down to us 12.
Okay.
Awesome.
Wow.
And
So,
it's such a great show, very suspenseful.
Looking forward to checking it out. So did that give you a taste of what it's like to be in front of the camera, and do you want a little bit more of that in the future?
It was actually a lot easier because I do love acting and modeling. You know, scripted work is completely different than being on a reality where I'm playing myself. You know, and it's a lot different than being right here with you guys because this is live. I got to watch what I say. You know, I got to be careful and cautious. But I do love it. Yeah, I got to actually be myself, act like myself, and show the people that, you know, I can do more than just read a script.
Yeah, so you know, watching the show back, there are so many times where I have changed my mind. You know, who is the mole? They really edited it in a way too. What was it like going into those quizzes at the end and being like, Was there ever a time that you thought, I'm getting eliminated tonight, and then you survived?
I think all of us had that feeling every quiz, because the quizzes were completely ridiculous. They were asking you questions about every individual player. You've seen a few of them,
yes.
but they would ask us, like, how many siblings does the mole have? Where did the mole go to elementary school? You know, do they have a garden at home? Just random questions. So they were very challenging. You had to go in, take a couple deep breaths, and just try to get through it as quick as you could.
I imagine you try to spread it out, though. Like, you don't just go all in on one person.
Yeah, at first that was the best option, because when you have such a large pool of competitors, if you do it as a whole group, you can usually get through to the next round. But once it got lower into the players, there was only 4 of us left, you actually pretty much had to pick someone specific.
Yeah, I'm going on.
Well, I did find something else. Oh, you made it to the Final Four?
Top 4.
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that.
You made it to the Final Four.
He got
Maybe.
really far. He did really, really well. So with this calendar, you're off here in a few days. You're going to head over and do the shoot,
Yes.
and hopefully get to hold a cuddly koala or something like that.
Yeah, that would be the dream come true. Everybody thinks Australia. You think of, other than snakes and spiders,
Yeah, you don't
think
want
of
one of those.
koala bears
Yeah.
and kangaroos.
Yeah, something fun. So we'll look forward to that when that calendar gets printed off. Stephen, we'll get one for you.
Yeah, and maybe I'll make the calendar next year.
Hey,
Yeah, we'll
motivation.
definitely.
As like a
Stephen does a fitness
substitute
segment.
firefighter. There you go.
your fitness segment on Thursday.
Yeah, I'll keep my shirt on, though.
You can be the announcer.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for coming. Best of luck, good travels, safe travels to you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well.